This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details. Fan.
Country's Outlaw is coming to Minneapolis. Don't miss Eric Church live at Grand Casino Arena, February 7th. The Chief brings the fire, and you don't want to miss it. Tickets go on sale Friday, October 3rd at 10 a.m. Get the full details now at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
All right, let's do Fan 5. We have a couple of big stories to get to, Johnny. I know we are just spinning the wheels. We've asked you like 6 times. But, for people that are tuning in, we can ask you about Rocco in a second, but we got a lot to talk about with Marney. Let's do Fan 5.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by Builders and Remodelers.
All right, so Rocco Baldelli fired. Everybody's using the word scapegoat because it's the most obvious word, and it's probably the correct answer. So, Johnny, who cares? Just for fun, let's speculate. It's Tuesday, September 30th, and it's 8:11 in the morning. Who's the front runner in your mind? If you had to pick one name and have the best chance to be right. I know it's an impossible question, but throw a dart, see if you can get lucky.
Yeah, man.
Just throw a name out there and let's see what happens.
Ryan Flaherty, the Cubs bench coach.
Ryan Flaherty. And the connection to the Twins is what?
Not really.
You just think he's good?
I just think that's the type of player, the type of guy they might go.
Younger guy?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of similar to hiring Rocco Baldelli. It'd be the same sort of hire. Somebody who has put in some time, is well respected as an assistant coach, and they think knows some stuff. He doesn't. I mean, the Cubs don't have the kind of connections. I should also probably take a second look at what some of the guys who are on Cleveland's staff. None of those names are popping to mind. Any assistant coach on Cleveland might be a decent hire or somebody that they might look at because they certainly prioritize, say, Cleveland and Tampa type guys, but because that's where they have the relationships. Go ahead, Sauce.
You don't think they'll hire somebody with experience, like a Bob Melvin or some of these other guys?
Yeah, so, I mean, I think I talked about this a little bit earlier, but I'll just go. There's 4 types of guys they can bring in, right? Internally, if they bring in somebody internally, the leading candidate is Hank Conger, right?
Your what hurts?
Hank Conger is a bench coach right now, right?
Yeah. Was the first base coach.
Yes. And well-respected.
Where's
Right. And I think he's probably the most likely. Other names that would be, potentially there. Jace Tingler was a manager of the Padres. He was also one of the assistant coaches for Baldelli, and the other one I would throw out there is Derek Shelton, who was the assistant coach for Baldelli a few years back, and recently was the Pittsburgh Pirates coach, but he got fired this year. So that's one option. It's sort of the internal guys. Second, you've got the guys that we just kind of talked about, the guys who are assistant coaches, other places, well respected in the overall, and would be brought in as well. That's somebody like Flaherty. It's also somebody maybe you can kind of put Drew Butera in that sort of thing. Maybe Skip Shoemaker, although it sounds like he's going to be going to Texas. Anyway.
Third, he sounds more like an F1 driver, which means Must just dropped his trousers.
Yes. Who Musty?
That would be a great bonus on the slot machine.
No, it would not.
No.
Ick.
Third is sort of the guys who don't have a lot of coaching experience but are high-profile ex-players, maybe somebody really close to recent retirement, somebody like, maybe Hunter, maybe Morneau. I would suggest Nelson Cruz would be one of those people like that.
If they hire Justin Morneau, can he also do the broadcast, though, for the game? Can he manage and broadcast at the same time? Because he's really good at that. I don't want to take him away from the broadcast.
It would be good. Some good post-game talks from him, maybe. And then finally, the last one is the more experienced manager, somebody like Bob Melvin, Bruce Bochy, et cetera. I personally, Sauce, would like to see that final group.
Yeah.
A lot. I question, I'll be interested to see how open they are to somebody like that as opposed to somebody we're just going to pull back into our collaborative corporate environment or something like. Because those guys, if they've got veteran presence, they've got a calling card, they've got the ability to say, yeah, but I'm going to run the team my way and butt out, and I don't want too much. It's not that I'm uncollaborative. I'm not open to ideas. I've got my own fiefdom. And I want to run it my way, and I wonder how open they are to that.
One last question. With everything that's happened with this team, the selling, the non-selling, the fire sale, the very few people that showed up, does it matter who they hire?
For next year?
Yeah.
Yeah. It matters. I mean, this is one of the biggest decisions a general manager like Jeremy Zoll or Derek Falvey, depending on who you think is sort of up in charge over the baseball operations side, makes. Your manager matters. Do they have other things to overcome? This is not to say that Baldelli was the problem, right? But yeah, it does manage. That is who you are going to have running your team. He is your COO. He is your chief of operations in there, and it matters which one you have. So yeah, I think it does matter. One of the things I'm hoping we get to at the 10 o'clock meeting today is sort of like, when you are interviewing candidates, what are you going to tell them about their expectations? Is it your expectation that this team is a high 80s win team next year? Is that what the manager is going to be held to? Like, do you expect this team to compete? Just despite the fact that you completely sold off their bullpen and Correa's not around. And when the manager asks, what can I expect in terms of like roster changes? Can I expect, should I be expecting a $30 million drop in payroll? They need to have the answer to that. They need to have the answer to that this week. I don't want to hear we haven't figured out the budget for next year. The candidate for next year is going to be asking that question, and your answer can't be, we don't know. Maybe 90 million, maybe 130 million. Does the 40 million matter much to you? Well, yeah, it matters. So we'll see.
Said, Bonus.
Marney, here we go. The Minnesota Lynx had an unbelievable regular season. They were on like a ridiculous pace. Then Nafisa missed some time. They still locked up the number 1 overall seed. They kind of cruised through the first one. Then they blow that 20-point lead in game 2. And then all hell breaks loose in game 3. Nafisa gets hurt. Cheryl gets ejected and then subsequently suspended for game 4, in which they blow a 17-point lead and get bounced from the postseason. What a weird finish. The Nafisa thing is part of the Cheryl conversation. So let's just stick with Cheryl, because the physicality is the big complaint right now, that the officiating can't keep up with how physical the league is in the last couple of years. What's your take on what Cheryl's complaint was, her reaction to the whole thing, and what do we do moving forward as a league and as a team?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. The having been very close to the league the entire regular season, I can say, the physicality of the league was at a different level this season, and it was across the board. The officials let them play. It was a much more physical season than we've ever seen in the league. Having said that, obviously it comes to a point where you're putting players' safety in jeopardy. And I think that's what Cheryl was arguing. Whether or not she's correct, that is what she believed and she saw, and it was her star player. And, everyone watching that game, I'm sure, gasped watching Fee's ankle. That was a terrible moment. I have watched that play, I would guess, no fewer than 40 times on different entities in slow motion, because where Alyssa Thomas makes the steal, goes down for the layup, Fee rolls her ankle pretty significantly. The breakdown of why that is or is not a foul is fascinating, and I still would like one official head someone to come out and give the final explanation. I saw the NBA referee's official Twitter account says that is not a foul, because the steal was made cleanly, the pick is made cleanly, when then it becomes a loose ball and it's anyone's ball. And the collision afterwards is collateral and it sucks. So if you think about it that way and say, look at everything that happened after that and saying technically that was not a foul. Well, that's a tough price to pay to have how Cheryl reacted and get the suspension, fees out, like all of that, just terrible. But you're in this situation because you blew a 20-point lead in game 2. And by the way, they were up 20. The Lynx were up 20 at home in the middle of the third quarter. Yeah. It wasn't like a big early second quarter lead, and they were up 12 with 7.5 minutes to go at home in game 2. And that series turned on its head by losing that game. Then even in game 4, without Fee in Phoenix, the must-win game, the Lynx had a 14-point lead. And they went into the fourth quarter of that game up double digits, started the fourth quarter up by 13 and did not win that game. So it was there. It was not, we lost this series because the officials, that's they played a role. But bottom line is, Phoenix is a really good team, and Phoenix is a physical team. And the Lynx are finesse and beautiful basketball and pass, score, layup, just smooth. And when brute physicality meets smooth and beautiful and finesse, sometimes brute physicality wins out. And I feel like that's what happened in this series. We played Phoenix 4 times in the regular season and won 3 of those games. Not one time did we see Phoenix with its full healthy roster. Not one time did we see Kalia Copper. She did not play against the Lynx at all this season. She was hurt for most of the season. We saw Sachu Sabali in 2 of the 4 games. She was hurt. So this version of Phoenix, we never played. Not once. And so now you play them in the postseason, and Alyssa Thomas is one of the most physical bulldozing players in the entire league. And she was a massive factor. Her physicality was a massive factor.
The interaction with the fan while Cheryl was leaving the court, and then the subsequent press conference with a bunch of F-bombs and calling for leadership change. What did you think of that part of it? Yeah,
that was a tough video to watch. That was a tough video to watch, and I know what Cheryl was feeling and thinking, that it was all slipping out beneath their feet. It was terrible. Yeah. It was terrible, and I know that's not the look she wants to give, and that's not the way she wants to represent the Lynx, and I'm sure we'll hear her talk about it today. She has not had any media availability since her epic post-game press conference where she called out the referees, and she will be available today, as will Lynx players. It's their season-ending press conferences today, so
So can you clarify something?
I'm guessing we'll get explanations.
When she said she wanted leadership change, was that the head of officiating, or was she talking specifically about the WNBA commissioner?
I was watching it live, and as the words came out of her mouth, I thought she was talking about Kathy Engelbert
so did I.
Until she said of officiating. Okay. So I don't know if she was teetering on that. I have no idea.
It looked like she was clarifying, like she caught herself midway through and going, I'm talking about officiating.
Yeah, she definitely said the officiating, whoever's at the top of the leadership of officiating. So she made her point very clear. And then Stephanie White and Becky Hammond, who are the coaches of the 2 other teams that are still playing, Indiana and Las Vegas. And they have a game 5 tonight, a decisive game in Las Vegas. They both came out and got fined as well the day after the Lynx game, saying, the officiating has been terrible. So it's a problem in the WNBA. It truly is. And what happens is, a lot of times the best officials go to the NBA. That's where the money is. That's where they get paid better. And so maybe it's a structural issue that the W needs to address, is we need to train these officials better and pay them better. But again, that is not the reason the Lynx lost this series to Phoenix. It played a role.
But here's the comeback to that, though. Forget the training and paying them. You're talking about 6 people, right, between the 2 semifinal series. If you need about 3, right, per.
Yeah.
So even with a couple of alternates, you need something like 8 people, 8 competent officials. That shouldn't be hard to find in a country loaded with basketball officials on so many layers and levels. They should be able to find 8
I love that the pay discrepancy between NBA and WNBA officials might be handled before the pay discrepancy between the players and coaches and everything else is handled.
This offseason will be very interesting with the collective bargaining.
That's going to be the priority, which, I mean, you've got to have fair games. You've got to have, I get why it's a priority, but my goodness.
Well, it's unfortunate, just to wrap this up, it's so unfortunate that the Lynx season ended this way, because it was an epic regular season. This was a wonderful team. This was a team that loved each other. If you saw Kayla McBride after the eliminating game in Phoenix give her post-game press conference, and she is wiping tears and choking up as she's talking about how close this group was and how much they love each other and care about each other, and that is real. And that's what this team was. And Cheryl did a masterful job coaching this team this regular season, and it's really, really unfortunate that it came to an end the way it did. And that's probably what's going to stick out in people's minds and what they're going to remember.
Yep.
But this was one of the all-time great, phenomenal teams put together in the entire WNBA existence.
What a trip if Indiana wins the whole thing without Caitlin Clark. That's going to be kind of a mess in a weird way. It's going to be cool, but it's like, wow, the league could have had her on a championship team, but instead the team wins it without her. They're what?
Yeah.
Just
if
a couple.
They
got to beat Vegas tonight.
Yes, they're in the finals.
So strange if they win the whole thing.
Weird, because she's hurt in the more physical WNBA too.
Why you gotta go there?
Bodie!
Just layers and layers and layers. We'll do headlines when we come back. One final segment of the Power Trip Morning Show. That's Marney Gellner. That's John Bonus. That's Sauce. There's Zachary. I'm Cory Coven. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
The Fan.
KFAN welcomes Trans-Siberian Orchestra for 2 amazing shows at Target Center on December 28th at 3 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Tickets are on sale now. Get the full show details, including a link to buy tickets at KFAN.com. Just make the keyword calendar.
All right, let's do headlines. One segment to go. Awesome show earlier. Again, Chris was live from England. We had Pete Bursich. We had briefly Jim Suham, Alec Lewis, Jonathan Grenard.
Steve Lombardozzi.
Lombardozzi made an appearance.
Musty.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Musty. All of them.
Yeah.
They all went over to England except for us.
My husband is on the show from Dublin.
Headlines brought to you by my friends at Wolf River Electric and WolfRiverElectric.com. Go solar with Wolf River Electric and get those solar panels. I think Chris got a glimpse of what it's like to be a solar panel when he was broadcasting from that greenhouse.
Poor August.
He should go sit on my roof, and I would have another.
Hello.
How hot does that room need to be for Hawk to think it's hot?
Yeah, because
It'd
he
be in the
sits in that
80s.
76-degree studio.
Yes, that's
hotter
his
than
comfort
Uranus.
zone.
Oh, Rosie.
His comfort zone is 76.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gross.
Hot is hot.
No, he puts that
I
studio
know.
up. It's so warm.
What is it now in here? What does it say? It's
69. It's the lowest it'll
Nice.
that's the lowest it'll go.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Lowest will go is 70 in here, and I ain't touching that thing. But Lord knows Hawk would make it 85 if he could in here.
yeah. One of my favorite things is when you get to a hotel and you just see how low it can go. You're like, the ones that hit 68, you're like, this will be fine. But when you can get it to 65 or 64, you're like, I'm going to stay in this hotel room for the rest of my life.
Have you gone next level and looked up how to override it if they do stop you?
No, but I'm going to
Have
now.
you?
Why, you can override it and go even lower?
Some of them.
Is that right?
Wow, okay.
I would prefer 62 if we can
Look
get
out.
to 62.
War games.
They'll know about it, but they usually won't care. If you like to live dangerously.
I like to live in 62 degrees, just perpetually. That's the magic number, 62.
Yeah.
All right. Buckle up for this one. You know, Marnes, I was watching the season debut of Survivor last week with the kiddo because that's our show. We like it.
Sure.
And there's a guy on this season. He's kind of the meathead of the group, but he was talking about how his wife and him have struggled to have a kid. They've been trying for like 4 or 5 years. And she finally got pregnant. And Survivor is starting. And he says to 2 people, she's due any minute. She's probably going to have the kid within a week. And I go, you've been having fertility issues for years. You finally get one. You're about to have your first kid. And you go on Survivor. I mean, I guess he claims she's like, you got to go. It's Survivor. I'm like, my wife would have killed me if I'm like, hey, I'm going to go on Survivor.
Yeah.
Good luck with our first kid.
Bye-bye.
So that was a long way of getting to this story.
Bye-bye.
A guy was out celebrating the gender of his first child. Don't know if it's a boy or a girl. Doesn't matter. But either way, found out the gender. He was out celebrating.
Okay.
Took cocaine, drank 10 beers, stabbed a doorman, and now he's facing 9 to 10 years in prison.
My God.
So the only reason I bring that up is now going on Survivor doesn't look so bad because this guy's going to miss the first decade of his kid's life.
It's like the opening to Con Air, where the guy's just defending his wife and he kills the guy, and then he's got to serve prison time.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Man.
That's how Nick Cage would have celebrated the gender of his child.
Took cocaine, drank 10 beers, stabbed a doorman.
Yeah, stop doing the devil's dandruff when you know you're going to be a dad.
Man.
That's a good time to quit.
Who told you that?
I haven't done the devil's dandruff in a long time.
How long?
Weeks.
More than that.
long.
A decade?
So like 2015. So while you were employed at iHeartMedia.
No, I thought a decade was 30 years.
So you did cocaine when you were 13 years old?
I didn't understand the question.
Let's say Micah takes off for Survivor.
Matt.
The week you're about to give birth to your first son, Gertie.
Great.
Whatever their names are. It doesn't
your
matter.
first son, Gertis.
Get more famous and I'll care.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Had to be said. Can you imagine though? Like that's that. Like it's a long running sports talk radio bit. Like the whole, what do you do if you have a big game and your wife's about to give birth? And there are diehard sports fans that are like, no, that's the big game. You can't miss a playoff game for the birth of a kid. And then there's other people going, nothing comes before kids. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's just sports. This is Survivor. This isn't the Super Bowl. You're going on Survivor. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts?
No.
Yeah, that's a hard pass.
Bye bye.
Right.
I would argue the fertility battle is irrelevant. I would say even if you had the baby easily,
for sure.
Yeah.
Still the first kid, any kid, but the first kid, not
Fifth
your
kid,
not
sixth
your
kid.
This isn't Sean Alexander having number 14 where you're
about
like,
that?
been there, done that. Yeah, I'll get to see the kid as quickly as
whatever.
possible. This is your first and maybe only
14th.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep. 14th.
And how many moms?
I think just the one. I believe it's one. I think it's his wife, and
Okay.
it's 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And I think the oldest is like 22 or 3.
Okay.
Parts.
Man.
apologies that I would judge him and assume that it was the case. I had not heard this story. I did not realize they
It's
were
pretty rare.
a large family man.
Well, outside of Philip
Wonderful.
Rivers, how many have that many with the same wife? Almost always it's around the world and just plant your seed, buddy. But no, I believe it's the same gal in something like a 23 to 0 range, which is nuts.
Well, they wanted a big family.
That's a lot.
They went ahead and got one. I
Anyway.
would argue, I wouldn't even listen to this argument about Survivor unless it was at least in the first handful of years when Survivor was popular.
That's still $1 million. So we're going hardcore Survivor.
What?
Teresa will love this segment.
I've never seen it.
Here's the other thing. I don't believe we've had Survivor contestants in the past lie for sympathy to try to get people in the tribe on their side to really want them to win, right? Like, wow, this guy's in a really tough spot. I feel for him. I want him to win. Mm-hmm. I think this is genuine, but he also claims his dad is going blind and should be blind in the next year or so. So he tried to claim, this is my dad and I grew up, I watched this show with my dad. I want my dad to see me on Survivor.
Oh.
Then he drops the fertility story like, yep, wife, she's due any day. Gonna miss it. Whoopsies.
What? You don't get a weekend pass.
No, you don't get to fly back from where is it? Like Fiji or something? You don't get to fly back.
Yeah, I just thought too.
You're done.
Mr. Beast does a lot of those YouTube challenges. How about let's get a new dads to see how long they can miss their kids growing up.
I like that. It's a good challenge.
Maybe if they offer him a 62-degree basement, something like that.
Mm-hmm. And the kid is in the teenage years. I'll check out for a
If
few.
you were another Survivor candidate and you were trying to decide if he's trying to get sympathy from other Survivor candidates, does this get him sympathy? Or does it make him do they go
the other way?
So the strategy he's using, he only told his two closest people in the tribe to try to bond together, go like, look, I'm only telling you two this and my wife's due any day.
Bono and the Edge.
As almost like as a like a mole test.
Right,
It's like, will they leak the information or can the three of us stay as a team? I think that's interesting. That might just be fun to leak fake information to see who leaks it. See, now I got Task on the mind. It's such a good show. Speaking of shows, a new Simpsons movie is going to hit theaters, Sauce, in 2027.
Yeah, that'll be great. The original movie is super good.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's
Did
great. Yeah.
Simpsons fans like it, or was it kind of...
Yeah. I think. I mean, the biggest Simpsons fan I know is my brother. I think he loved it.
Okay. I don't hear much about the movie.
Yeah, the movie's good.
know.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Okay.
Yeah. Tonight is the series premiere of On Brand with Jimmy Fallon, a reality competition where Jimmy Fallon pitched marketing campaign ideas. That's a weird way to word it. I think they were missing some letters. Anyway, so you pitch campaign ideas to his marketing firm. So I don't know how this works, but it sounds like the elevator pitch sounds like a little bit between The Apprentice and Shark Tank. I can't tell which bucket it falls more into.
From a marketing perspective, more so than an actual product perspective?
Exactly. Not sure. I can't tell which one it is, but maybe somewhere in the middle.
Is it well known that Jimmy Fallon has a marketing company? I don't watch his show.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know this either.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, for speaking of Survivor, obviously we've had a million different kind of Survivor-esque clones in the last 25 years. I'm a little surprised we haven't seen more copycats of Shark Tank or Shark Tank formats.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty much just that one. Is there another show that's kind of like that where you walk up and pitch something to a group? I mean, you can't trademark that.
No.
You can trademark the name.
Right.
You can't trademark the concept.
No. You know from
Learn
experience?
that. I do know from experience. I didn't invent trivia, right? I just invented a board game. I can't
You
protect.
did?
Yeah. Initialsgame.com.
Congrats.
Initialsgame.com.
Yeah, well done.
Congrats.
You mentioned it earlier, Sauce, but today's also the series premiere of Chad Powers on Hulu. This is a comedy starring Glenn Powell as a quarterback who ruins his career, then disguises himself to start over as a guy named Chad Powers so he can play for another team.
It looks like the worst TV show of all time. And like the voice he does, and like it worked. If you don't know what it's from, Eli Manning dressed up as Chad Powers to try out. Penn State has like open tryouts. And he like tried out, and whether they were in on it or not, it was like a funny bit, right? You're like, it kind of worked, right?
Prosthetic
well,
nose.
the
They
whole
didn't.
Mrs.
They couldn't
Doubtfire
recognize him.
football,
Yeah.
basically. It looks horrific.
All
And
right,
it's
so
55%
tough
of
question
Rotten
for you
Tomatoes.
because Chris really wants this to be
can't
good.
wait, yeah.
He thinks it's going to be really good, but he also thinks everything's going to be good.
Yeah, he likes Chicago Wednesdays.
Yeah, and it's terrible.
Which
What
isn't bad.
do you want more? Let's say you only have two choices. One of these is going to happen. Paul McCartney's show doesn't sell out, so you get to constantly watch how many empty seats are there, and you can monitor that on a daily basis. Or Chad Powers just epically fails.
Chad Powers epically fails.
And it's not close?
And not close. The Mannings are overexposed. They're in everything. They're in every commercial. This is their thing. It's not good. And it's promoted like it's, like it's the greatest TV show of all time. It just doesn't look good. It worked for like 5 minutes. Like they got.
So you want it to fail.
I
you
want it to
don't
fail.
want it to be good.
I do not want it to be good. No.
Will you see it?
Absolutely not. No, I won't watch it.
What if it goes full Ted Lasso and it's fantastic and everybody jumps on? Now, again, based on the ratings, it sounds like it's not Ted Lasso. It sounds like it's not good. But what if the wave starts and everybody's like, dude, you were wrong about Chad Powers. It's kind of lovely. You might want to try it.
Like I did with Ted Lasso, I'll eat crow because we ripped Ted Lasso. And Hawk was like, no, it's good. And we were all like, come on, Hawk. There's no way it's good. And he was 100% correct.
In fairness to you and everybody else, with Chris, it's Boy Who Cried Wolf because he says everything is good.
Yeah.
So it's hard to know what's actually good and what's actually not. That's
season
hard.
1 of Ted Lasso, 92%.
Yeah, it's really good.
Season 2 of Ted Lasso, 98%.
Very, very good. Show is super fun.
55% for a TV show is really bad.
It's really bad. Yep, that's not good. Marnes, yesterday, at the end of an era, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban announced they are splitting after 19 years of marriage.
Incredible. I went to the Keith Urban concert at Grand Casino Arena last Friday night with our gal Amy James. And
he
our
was
former
just
gal,
in town?
Donna Valentine.
Donna
yes.
Wales.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he was just
Donna
here.
does well.
Yeah, Donna Wales, yeah.
It was that Friday or Saturday? No, it was Friday night. And I made a joke when he came out, and I said to the gals, like, wow, this is a long tour. Are he and Nicole still? And I was joking, and then we started the
manifested
text
it.
string yesterday.
Wow.
Keith and Nicole.
You jinxed it.
That man is an incredible performer. I was lukewarm about going. I like him fine, but it's not something I would drive across town for normally. He was incredible. Just the showmanship, the guitar, the engagement of the audience. Like, he is an A+ performer.
And more importantly, he loves Greg Swedberg.
And that is the most important thing.
He loves him.
Yeah.
He's saying happy birthday to him.
I know.
Which one of them outkicked their coverage?
Ooh. I don't think I've ever met Greg's wife.
Oh, she's outstanding.
Well played. I meant Keith Urban
Keith
or Nicole Kidman.
I thought you meant Keith or Greg. I
Does Keith Urban go on your new hall pass list then? On your list?
I don't have a list.
Yeah.
And it's laminated.
Leave Musty out of this.
I'm good. Thanks. Anyway, yes, he, now are they, what is the detail? Does it say split?
It says split.
Separated?
According to this story, it doesn't sound like anyone has filed for divorce yet, but it might be coming, I guess. Who knows?
It would be very difficult to live their lives with an actress who is on set a lot and a musician who is traveling the world. How do you keep a marriage together?
Right. They have allegedly been living apart since the beginning of summer, but like you said, if he's been on tour, aren't they technically living apart while he's on any tour ever? Even if the marriage is solid? Part of marrying a rock star or a movie star is they go away to do their job for extended periods of time. It's the main reason why Carrie Russell and I didn't work out. I just never got to see her.
Right?
Technically, I never saw her, and she didn't know we were together.
Yeah, that's not a recipe for success.
No, it's pretty much the thesis statement of every stalker that's ever lived.
Yep.
She doesn't know we're together, and she's never seen me.
Right.
Today is International Podcast Day. Good luck monetizing it. Speaking of monetizing it.
Any awards?
Speaking of monetizing it, Chris, no, it was you, Zachary. Zach, I just forget that Zach's run in the news lately. Zach announced this yesterday that McDonald's monopoly is coming back after a long time.
I've heard.
I have some of the odds. You guys want to hear these? This is kind of fascinating. No, look, here's the difference. Everybody knows that winning the Powerball is what? Is it 200 million, 300 million? I forget the exact number. It's a gigantic number.
Right.
So you have to pay for a ticket for a shot in the dark. You're paying for it. Yeah, you're technically paying for food here, but I don't remember, even in McDonald's Monopoly's heyday, I never bought food going, this is my best chance at $1 million.
Yeah.
It was, I'm getting nuggets and fries, and if I win $1 million, great.
No, you were playing to hope you got a free fry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's exactly where I'm going with this. The odds of winning a small fry in McDonald's Monopoly, what do you think?
1 in 11.
1 in 11.
Bonus, you're very good.
Okay.
Yeah, that felt right.
1 in 10.
1 in
Thanks, Foo Fighters.
15.
1 in 11.
That's a bonus.
I thought I concurred.
It's 1 in 25.
Oh, that's not good.
4%.
So you got to buy 24
For a small
fries to get a small fry?
What?
That's the way that works.
Those are not great odds.
No.
The fries are good, though. Who cares?
Yeah, but
right?
you
Take a
should-
shot.
That's fine,
You
but
should win one, like, it should be a 50% chance, and here's why. Because if you win that, if you win those small fries, that's not just what you're getting.
That's right.
That's the gift. Oh, jeez. That's the gift card mentality. You get a gift card, and you're not going to just spend $100. You're going to spend more because you feel like you're saving a bunch of money. And if you buy a pop, you're paying for the fry anyway.
great point.
Because the pop is the thing they make the most margin off of. Bet you didn't know I knew that word.
Look at you, Shark Tank.
Margin?
So do me a favor. I was going to ask you other questions, but since you brought up that you know the word margin, explain the difference between margin and revenue. Hang on.
I'm glad you asked that. A lot of people have been thinking about that.
Continue.
Margin is like,
It goes on bagels.
yeah, it goes on.
In margarine
Margin
and
is
butter.
something where, like, let's say,
Yeah, give me an example.
let's say a large pop. You sell a large pop for $2 to make the math easy. You sell the large pop for $2, right?
Sure.
The cost of that for you is the best margin you have because that probably costs you 4 cents.
So then what's my margin?
$1.96.
What's my revenue?
$1.96.
Man, you were on the right path for so long. You were so close.
Close. Revenue would be
So what you make off of it.
no. That's the margin.
That's margin.
The
Or profit.
So what's revenue?
Revenue is how much money you make.
Which is?
Profit.
God, I actually thought you understood
What
the
is it?
difference.
The revenue would have been $2.
$2. It's what you bring in. The margin is what you're clearing.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
You were very close.
thank you. Closer than you thought I would.
You're only up by
100%.
4 cents.
Yeah, thanks, Boney.
Part of the McDonald's Monopoly prize list is a $10,000 Lowe's shopping spree.
Oh, that'd be
What are your chances of winning that
Boney?
if you play McDonald's Monopoly? One in what?
1 in 20 million.
20 million. Okay, Sauce?
Yeah,
One
let's go there.
in-
Yeah.
1 in 10 million.
1 in 10 million. Marnie?
1 in 200,000.
200,000. Zachary?
1 in 20 million.
20 million. So you said the same thing as John
You
Bonus.
said
Got
the
it.
same thing
I
Bonus and
concur
twice.
again. I'm like to concur.
You guys are. You guys
have
are.
an accord.
They're the closest. They are the closest. You guys
keep
guess
your
1 in 20 million. The answer is 1 in 2.6 billion.
Okay. Why even
Is there only one of them?
Don't know, but yeah, 1 in 2.6 billion.
Okay.
Is McDonald's giving away anything in this Monopoly game?
You can get a 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee worth $52,000. What are your odds of winning the Jeep Grand Cherokee in McDonald's Monopoly?
Like 18? I don't know.
No, it's more than that.
Rosie, don't say those. Don't say that. 1 in 10 billion.
Also 1 in 2.6 billion.
No, 1 in 5 billion.
1 in 2.5 billion.
Sauce, you win. 1 in 13 billion. That's your chances.
Quick question. Guys like you and I, if you and I won a $10,000 Lowe's gift card, what would you buy?
I'm pretty sure Lowe's sells gift cards, so I would buy a $10,000 gift card to Target.
That's a real
Or a whole bunch of salt.
Yeah.
Right? Water softener needs some salt. I'll just load up 10K.
Connecticut.com. Don't worry about that.
You know what I'm saying?
Uses very little salt.
Oh, I actually love Lowe's and Home Depot. I
Yeah.
just wish I knew what was in the aisles. I don't understand how most of it works. I'm just like, cool, this looks fun. I just don't know how to use any of these tools.
Yeah.
They need, like malls have, like Mall of America, where you can just touch the store you want to go to and it shows you where. How do they not have those at Menards and Home
I
Depot?
can't. How many
you
times
gotta
I
track
ask,
down
yeah,
someone?
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me the kiosk.
I would probably buy the best snowblower I could get.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Yeah. And then pay Pat Kelly's son to use it so I don't have to go out in the cold.
You could get a heated cab for 10 grand probably.
That'd be great, yeah.
I'm imagining you sitting in your outdoor sauna while Pat Kelly's son
Well,
snow
yesterday,
blows. So you're sweating
What a life.
watching a
What a
teenager
life.
work.
yesterday he was mowing the yard while I was grilling. In
Yeah,
the
you-
backyard. Yeah.
Keep going, buddy. You're doing great.
He does a great job.
Why don't you take your shirt off?
What? No. Don't say that. That's not what you say.
No. I'm saying Pat's kid was saying that to you.
He'd go blind.
Nobody's saying that.
Nobody's saying that. That
sure
situation
Cal
is
does.
not
Cal
happening.
isn't saying that. To
No,
him.
correct. That situation is not happening. Either way, anyway.
That's the right answer.
Yes,
Marty, see you on
Jesus.
Friday.
Yeah, I'll be here Friday.
Early
See you then.
birthday on Friday.
Yeah, sure.
And we're working on a couple of people potentially for Friday to play initiatives. It's going to be tough to beat Bill Guerin. He was awesome last week. What a good dude.
Yeah.
Maybe Kelsey Cook as a warm-up for her weekend set.
Let's just say that's on the list of options. That was definitely in the conversation yesterday. We'll see what happens here. Johnny Bones, best of luck finding a manager.
Thank you very much.
TwinsDaily.com.
TwinsDaily.com, Gleeman of Geek.
All right, we're back tomorrow. Chris will be partially on the show from London. Power Trip Morning Show. See you tomorrow.
To listen back to today's Power Trip Morning Show or to hear previous shows, podcast us on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.